spring.
Even the storage lots are becoming filled to the brim with these grounded MAX jets. So joining us to discuss this ongoing Boeing crisis, former NTSB official Jamie Finch. Jamie, always glad to have you on.
Thank you.
So we know that the grounding of the MAX has far-reaching impacts on America's economy.
Yes.
Boeing is America's largest private employer. Many people don't know that.
Right.
So that said, how is this production suspension being felt on the average Joe?
Well, it's one of those trickle-down things. It's one of and a lot of times we just look at these things and we just see corporate America and we don't really just think about, it's just the big bad corporations and so forth. But no, a lot of the suppliers and so forth of these components that go into these aircraft are smaller shops and smaller firms. There's about 600 firms globally that are suppliers, and then there's hundreds of other subcontractors under that. And so we're talking about a lot of money that goes down into the economy.
Right, Jamie?
Absolutely. It will be thousands of people and thousands of companies. And so it's not just Boeing is going to lay off and so forth. Now, there's going to be a decision today, and they're going to be announcing it sometime after the close of the markets today, if they're going to actually close the production, or if they're just going to do another reduction like they did in April when they cut it by 20% from 52 to 42 per month.
Wow. Like you said, this people don't think of it this way. They're like, okay, oh gee, poor CEO of Boeing with his hundreds of millions of dollars. It's not that. This is about the mom and pop shops that supply going upwards.
Absolutely, right? and all the jobs that it supplies for those people in those communities.
Yeah, this is going to become a kitchen table argument come 2020, I
Absolutely.
believe. So we know American Airlines, Southwest, even General Electric have cited financial damage to this grounding, and the average Joe works for those companies. Deliveries have been halted altogether for at least those airliners.
Right.
Don't all of these things then have a direct impact on travel that you and I would feel at the airport?
Of course. I mean, we've all been feeling this already, and I think we've become accustomed to it since it started back in the spring. But there have been flights canceled and people being jostled around. I've had it happen to myself. I've had it happen to my friends. And I'm sure that during the holidays we're going to see even more evidence, because these planes were already supposed to be in their schedule for the airlines, and not just in the U.S. but globally. And so you're going to see an impact not just on the domestic aviation community, traveling community, but you're going to see it in the global community.
And we should note, America is composed of people from all over the world. So we're going to over the holidays feel that impact, like you said, at the airports. So I'm glad that you underscored that, because the problem doesn't stop within our borders. This Boeing production suspension, it reaches around the world. In what ways are we seeing the impacts overseas? Is it just going to be like flight issues for travelers? Is it production related? Is it in the form of safety checks? That now that you and I have discussed before that all these different countries are going to have their own Boeing inspections now. So how does this hit abroad?
Everyone that you just said.
Everything.
Everything. It's going to hit everything. It's going to hit the airlines and their bottom lines. It's going to hit the traveling public as far as their schedules, and also the cost of their tickets. It's going to hit the local restaurants and what have you in the local communities where those plants are. It's going to be hit by the local and national global aviation inspectors and regulatory authorities. They're going to be taking their time in regulating this and making sure. And we've seen a lot of the airlines starting to move away from Boeing products. They're now buying Airbus, and so it's actually been a boom year for Airbus.
Yeah. For unfortunate reasons, but that is very important. I know we're not the financial show on this network, but it is important to underscore that this hits home for a lot of regular people.
It does. It does. This is a how does this affect me issue. This affects you here. These ways right here. This is what we're trying to explain to people, is that this is not just like you said, the big CEOs and the big corporations, the big bad corporations. No, this comes down to people in local communities and the kitchen table.
Even the restaurants around the airport.
Yes.
That's literally everybody, and the waitresses that get those tips.
Absolutely.
All right, Jamie Finch, as always.
All right, Shalom. Call hello, Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, which Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people ignorantly call God, Ba'ashem, in the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. Plus, we'll give a shout out to the Akim that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the names Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Also, to the Israelite foreigners, the speckled bird out there whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, though you may look like the heathen nations. The heathen nations are the nations. As I'm about to pull on this chart, the nations start from 2 on down. Also, if your lineage, your seed line, goes back, as I'm about to pull on the other chart, to these tribes through the man, right? And if your spirit bear witness with this word and this truth, and you can receive it to the speckled bird, man, woman, and child, this does apply to you. You are Israelites, though you may look like the heathen. If this does apply, because the Israelites were scattered, okay, according to the curses, okay, everywhere. So we look like the other nations. To the few Akwaf, which is you sisters that do listen and learn, Shalom. To the elect of the nation of Israel, wherever may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who this word is going out to, Shalom to you as well. To you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, as you see on this chart right here, you could bond, consist, and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, the chosen people of the Most High Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah. Okay? And you saw that video, that clip. This is going to be like another installment of Babylon is Falling. Okay, Babylon is aka America. That's one of the code names of America in the scriptures. Okay, and you heard them. Basically, Boeing, which Boeing is a airline, okay, company. Basically, with your airplane, dealing with these airplanes, they're gonna cut back on production. And I believe the jet they called was the 737 Max, something around that. They're gonna cut, okay, these jobs, okay. I mean, they're gonna cut these production of that certain Boeing products and planes, okay, and that's not good, because it's not only going to affect the people, okay, that work at Boeing or the airlines company, but it's going to affect, like he said, the mom and pop shops, okay, basically your low level, low budget shops. Even the restaurants inside the airport is going to affect. And it's going to affect everybody worldwide. Okay, this is not just going to affect you people here in America. Okay, you modern Babylonians, as I like to call you. Right? And I always get this, but this is just a time we living in. This dealing with repetition, because we just putting it out there. Okay? This is Jeremiah 51 verse 7. Babylon had been the golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Okay? And I always bring this out, but this place, okay, compared to what you're seeing now, this place, it used to manufacture, okay, a lot of products. You don't see that anymore. Why? Because all the factories, all your coal mines, all these high paying jobs, that's when America had them, but they're no longer here. Okay, they're all dead. All you have, okay, is these mom and pop shops. All you have is these retail shops, and they're leaving. Okay. So this place used to be that golden cup. It's no longer that golden cup, okay? And this earth had been made drunken. Everybody believed that this place, okay, it was a place where you could, live your life. It was a place where you could make $1 million on anything, okay? And that's what everybody's been made drunken of, the philosophies, okay? The nations have drunken enough for wine, therefore the nations are mad. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing these nations retaliate. You see these nations separating themselves from America economically, okay, militarily, okay. They're separating themselves, and they're setting up their own, economic military alliances, if you like to put it, okay. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. And that's, the Lord making mockery, okay, of this place. You see, Esau, Edom, who is the self-proclaimed white people, they're trying to prop up the markets, as they like to say, by quantitative easing. They're trying to pump, billions of dollars within this market, within the system, to try to keep, okay, this system from imploding, but it's not working, okay? Because this place, as I always say, and I'm going to continue to say it, this place, okay, according to the scriptures, is destined for destruction. Okay, the Lord has it set out that He's going to destroy America, okay? This place is going to be nothing but a desert real soon. Okay? We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reacheth on to heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. And that's the other nations. Okay? And you saw what it said. It's going to affect everybody worldwide. Okay? So these nations, these other heathens that's within this country, okay, once they see that they can't make a profit off of this place, they can't make a dollar like they've been making, okay, going back, in the early days of America, the early stages, they're gonna what? They're gonna flee to these other, they're gonna flee back to their own land, okay? They're gonna find other, nations that's prospering, so to say, to make deals with. This is what's gonna happen. And this place, okay, judgment reacheth on to the heavens, man. This place sins have reached onto the heaven. This is why it's being brought down, okay? Because the Lord, okay, he's had it, with putting up with the wickedness of America, man. Because America is the spearhead of wickedness on the planet Earth. And who runs America? These elites who are of the house of Esau, okay? So this is what's happening. This is Ecclesiastes 12:3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house, and the keepers of the house is who? These corporate leaders, starting with these elites, okay? Shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. And what do you do when you grind? You make money. If you go in that let me just get it for edification's sake. Okay? To Khan, it says, let me scroll in on it. It says to grind mill, hence to be a concubine, that being their employment. Your employment to what? Your jobs, man. What are you employed to? You're employed to your jobs, okay? And you know what the word cease means. I don't even have to go into that, okay? Meaning it's vanishing. It's becoming less, okay? Less open, And that's what you're seeing happening. And those that look out the windows be darkened, okay? You people, okay? Because you people, you're seeing it. Look at Skid Row, okay? Look at San Francisco, the homeless population. They saying now is a homeless epidemic, not just in the west coast of America, but you're seeing it all over, man. You're seeing it within your inner city. You're starting to see, okay, homeless people, okay, and they're hopeless, okay. I'm starting to see, few homeless people within my area, okay, because it's getting bad out here, okay. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the doors of music shall be brought low. And what do? You rise up in the morning, as I always say. You rise up to go to work, man. You got an alarm clock set to go to work. And we in that time now where, okay, coming into what, 2020, okay, where a lot of you people that's so used to waking up, going to your jobs, okay, you gonna soon wake up and you ain't gonna have a job, okay. And then when you try to look for another job, there won't be any. It still won't find any jobs. Okay? You're just gonna be left out there, man. Okay? And it was a point I wanted to make. And this was about to happen. Okay? Yesterday, before I did this video, what made me do this video, I was just scrolling, just going through some articles, and every hour I will scroll through the articles, you keep seeing more and more places, okay, declaring Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And a lot of these companies, okay, that's filing bankruptcy, they're doing layoffs. Some of them are trying their best to not to lay off the people, but eventually it's gonna come to that, okay. And if you think I'm lying, just look it up. Just look up retail apocalypse. Just look up bankruptcies. You'll see what I'm talking about, okay. And like I said, once again, with this whole Boeing situation, okay, the what makes this as bad is because these planes are another, way of transportation of goods, man. Okay, like if you buy off Amazon, if you buy, food, all types of things that need to come into this place, it's gonna be cut off because your airlines are shutting down. Okay, people are gonna be laid off. These little jobs that rely on, passing up, certain products up to these major Boeing companies. Okay, they're gonna be shut down because of production cutback. And thousands, like he said in the video, are going to be impacted. It's going to be a worldwide impact. Okay? So this place, it's clear as day that this place is through. And we in what? The holiday season. And this is what America, okay, this is what these corporations rely on. They rely on the so-called holiday season, okay? Because that's when most of you people spend your money. You don't really see people spend their money in January, February, March. You might see them spend some of their money during tax season, but really, this country's reliance is on the holiday, so-called holiday season. And people, I've seen articles on videos that Black Friday this year did horrible because people are waking up and finding out that this economy is basically in a recession. You can't really say a recession is coming. We're already in a recession. Okay, that's why you're seeing major, companies just coming out the blue, declaring bankruptcies and laying off thousands, hundreds and thousands of people. Okay, you just had J.P. Morgan. They laid off 1,500 people due to global uncertainty. That's what they said, man. I'm not lying to you. Just look this up. Okay? This is Isaiah 19 verse 15. Actually, I start at 14. It says, the Lord have mingled with perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And this is spiritual Egypt right here. America is spiritual Egypt. I always say this as well. Just look on the back of your dollar. You got the Egyptian pyramid back there. And what is Egypt synonymous with? Egypt is synonymous with the house of bondage. And what is America known for? Slave trade, slavery. And who are the slaves of this country? It's mainly you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? Just like ancient Egypt, where ancient Pharaoh, he had you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, okay? And bondage, it's the same thing with America, okay? But you're dealing with the so-called white man, who is Esau Edom, okay? Who is in control of America and the rest of the world, but uses America, okay? And the Lord is causing this place to err in every work thereof, man. Okay, the whole spirit, the holiday spirit, that's being brought low, okay? These jobs are being brought low, okay? Just anything that this society, uplifts is being brought low, okay? It's all the doing of Yahweh Bashim El Shah, okay? Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do, okay? And this is what we're coming into. We're in the beginning stages of that. You just wait till after, okay, Christmas, the results of Christmas sales come up, okay? Once that, okay, comes out, that it didn't do well, which is already starting to come out, that's when things are really going to hit. That's why you're seeing this whole, scenario surrounded around this Trump impeachment. You're starting to see these elites, okay, they're starting to really throw out more and more propaganda out there so they could distract the masses, okay, from reality, from what's really taking place, okay? That's why the scriptures, according to Isaiah 55:6, says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Only ones who could seek the Lord are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because you are his people. You are the chosen people. And he's only for Israel, okay? You according to Amos 3:1, you of all Israel is the only children of Israel, is the only people of all families that the Lord have known, okay? And this is your time now to get, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because this is going to be the stability of the times that we're entering into, because we're entering into these dark times, okay? We enter into the time of Jacob's trouble, according to Jeremiah 30:7, okay? And this is what we're coming into. This is what is your time for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans to repent to Yahweh Bashim Shah, okay? And get right, because this destruction, he's the one that's bringing this destruction to America. And if you're following the ways of Esau Edom, who is the self-proclaimed white man, if you're following the ways of this world, okay, you're going to be destroyed alongside Esau Edom in this world, okay? Let me get This is 2 Ezra 16:37. It says, "Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack." Okay. Actually, I started 36. "Behold, the word of the Lord Yahweh receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pass when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side." And we're already seeing that. You're seeing famines. You're seeing wars and rumors of wars. You're seeing pestilence. Okay. You're seeing the economic breakdown of this society, this worldwide beast system that's set in place. Okay. This place, you're witnessing sorrows on all sides, man. Okay. And soon it's going to hit, you average beings out here in America, because you're still, okay, in that oblivious state of mind state. Okay, you don't believe that the sword, the pestilence. You don't believe that destruction is coming to America. You don't believe none of that. Okay, but soon the Lord is gonna cause you that be, like He said, those that be settled on their lease. He's going to cause you to care, because you know why you're going to care? Because you're going to be in the midst of this. You're going to be affected by it. Okay? "Oh, my people." Who is this people? Once again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. "Hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." And if you go into pilgrims, you look up that definition on the etymology dictionary, it goes into alien, a foreigner. Okay, and what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to spiritually depart from this place. We're not physically, because you cannot, for those of you that think prepping, or you thinking that you flee America, you're going to escape this. No, you're not going to escape this, because Jacob's trouble is going to be worldwide. Okay, the only way you can prepare for this is spiritually prepare. Okay, and the Lord told us, to spiritually depart from His place, man. Stop following the ways of this place. Okay. He that's upon the earth, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that have not profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. That they that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor in vain, man. Don't set your, of course you got to work, but just don't, be too deep into it. Don't be trying to, live this so-called American dream, because it does not exist. Okay? Basically, that's what it's going into. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine shall they get children. Okay? And they that occupy the merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, their own persons. Okay? So the point was made, man. Okay? Real soon, we're entering into a time where this system is going to completely collapse. Okay? And if Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, okay, if you're an Israelite and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua ain't dealing with you, you're going to get caught up in these plagues that's about to hit on a worldwide scale. All hell's getting ready to break loose. Okay? The only ones that's going to be protected out here is the elect. Okay? So, of the nation of Israel, by the way. Okay? So, that was my lesson, just on a quick lunch break, had to get this out, Call Halal Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Yahweh Ratazah. This was edifying once again to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom. Abad Babo, wa Abad Ha Ayabaya, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom once again to the elect.